Questions 1 through 10 on the 2004 Grade 7 Gauss Math Contest. The value of 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 over 10 is 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 over 10. The numerator adds up to 100. Denominator is 10. 100 divided by 10 is 10, and therefore number 1, the answer is C. The value of 1/2 minus 1/8. Get a common denominator, multiply top and bottom here by 4. You'll get 4 minus 1 over 8, and therefore that becomes 3 over 8. And therefore number 2 is A. 7,022 can be written as 7,000, and then we've got a 22. It's basically the two different numbers all into one, and you'll get 7022. And therefore number 3 is D. Just be careful you don't choose the wrong one because they all look kind of similar. In the diagram, the value of x is, as you can see there's a right angle. The right angle, of course, means 90 degrees. And these two angles, therefore, add up to 90 degrees. So we have 23, and we have x, and the sum is 90. And therefore, x is 90 minus 23. And therefore, x is equal to 67. So number 4, the answer is C. 5 years ago today, Sally was 7 years old. In 2 more years, Sally will be. So this is Sally's current age. 5 years ago, she was 7. So that means right now, she must be 12. And then 2 years from now, she'll be 12 plus 2, which is 14. So 5, the answer is B. At the Gauss store, you earn 5 reward points for each $25 you spend. When Stuart spends $200 at the Gauss store, the number of reward points that he earns is. So $200 divided by 25, that's 8. So 8 times he earns reward points. And each time he earns 5 reward points. So 8 times 5 is equal to 40. And that would be the total number of reward points that he earns by spending $200. So 6, the answer is C. Which of the following fractions has the largest value? So what I will do is just write these in terms of decimals. It'll be the easiest way to compare them. So 8 over 9 is 0.8888. I'll just put it to 4 decimal places for each of these. 7 over 8 is 0.8750. 66 over 77 is 0.8571. 55 over 66 is 0.8333. And finally 4 over 5 is 0.8000, like that. And now that they're lined up sort of right in a row, you can clearly see which one is the largest. And that is this one. So number 7, the answer is A. A box contains 1 gray ball, 2 white balls, and 3 black balls. Without looking, John reaches in and chooses 1 ball at random. What is the probability that the ball is not gray? So probability questions, the denominator will be the total. So the total number of balls, 1, 2, and 3, 6. Now we want to figure out what is the probability that if he chooses a ball, 1 ball, that it's not gray. Not gray means what? That it's either white or that's black. So how many white balls do we have? 2. How many black balls? 3. And there you go. Not gray. So that's 5 over 6. So number 8, the answer is E. In the diagram, all rows, columns, and diagonals have the same sum. What is the value of x? So let's just concentrate on this column since we are given all the numbers. It's the only one that has all the numbers. And let's add up that sum, and that looks like 45. So that means that all the rows, columns, and diagonals have 45 as their sum. Next, let's look at this diagonal here. I'll just call this z, since I don't know. That means 14 plus 15 plus z is equal to 45, since that is the sum for everything. So if you do the math here, you get 29 plus z is 45, and therefore z is equal to 16. So now let's concentrate on that row. So finally, x plus 11 plus z is 45, correct? And x plus 11 plus z, which is 16, is 45. And this basically becomes x is equal to 45 minus 11 minus 16. And therefore x is equal to 18. So number 9, the answer is E. The perimeter of the figure in centimeters is. So they have told you that from here to here is 3, correct? And from here to here is 5. So since these are all right angles, that means this distance is basically 5 minus 3. And 5 minus 3, of course, is 2. Now, these little symbols here mean that those two sides are the same. So that means this is also 2 from here to here. And then lastly, we just have to figure out this guy. Well, from here to here is 6, and that's 2. So therefore, this must be 6 minus 2, which is 4. So the perimeter of this will be 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. And if you add all those up, you get 22. And therefore, number 10, the answer is E.